Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for attending today. We now begin Japan Biotech Showcase and Symposium 2026, Day 2. My name is Risa Hirosue. I am honored to be your host. Let's begin with hearing an invited lecture on navigating global clinical trials and the future of drug development by Dr. Toshihiko Doi, Director of the National Cancer Center Hospital East. Dr. Doi, please come up to the stage.
Hello everyone. I'm Toshihiko Doi, National Cancer Center Hospital Director from Chiba Prefecture. Today I would like to talk about our status of the clinical development, especially in the early clinical development. You can see this slide. This slide is the Tokyo Tower, not the National Cancer Center Hospital. NCC has a lead cancer research and care in Japan. Also, the accelerating the innovative medical development through strong international collaborations. Also, supported by the government. You can see that we have two hospitals. One is National Cancer Center Central, which is located in the Tsukiji. And my hospital is located in the Kashiwanoha, which is distant from the approximately 25 kilometers, 1 hour by car distance from the Tokyo. This is our capability of the clinical trials. You can see our clinical trial capability is immense with over 1,500 participants annually. 2 years ago, we conducted approximately 300 phase 1 clinical cases, and the first in human clinical trials now account for approximately 70% of our early development project, reflecting the deep industry trust. Maybe the National Cancer Center Tsukiji and the National Cancer Center Hospital East. Each hospital is even. There is no difference regarding the background. And also we recruiting the variety of the cancer type, including the GI, thoracic, and gyne, and pediatrics. You can see this is mainly originated from the Japan new drug, S1, also the Lonsurf and Enherz, Beloy, and the other type of the agent. These I conducted the phase 1 clinical trial. I'm the first in human clinical trial in this agent. As you know, the Enherz is a very, very promising agent. Also, the S1 is rapidly progressed in the world. And also, we are more contributed to the academia seeds development. We actively manage the wide array of the CAR T cell therapy trials targeting both hematologic and solid tumors. We collaborated with the famous clinical researcher, Professor Tamada and Kaneko and Yagyu. We conducted more than 10 clinical trials, collaborate with the academia investigator. Our Office of Clinical Trial Support provides a one-stop service. We handle everything from protocol creation and safety management to the data analysis and audit. But as you know, we have some issue regarding the drug lag. Most of the drug lag reason is recent agent were developed by the startup, and also the orphan drug and the pediatric drugs are mainly delay. Many biotech startups are forced to localize their phase 1 clinical trials to their home countries due to the funding and the risk limit. This trend toward single country early development is a major reason why Japan is often skipped in the early clinical stage. The industry is shifting from a mega pharma model to an emerging biotech model. Startups require a linear and faster clinical trial environment that prioritize flexibility and rapid proof of concept acquisition. You can see there is a mice, and that Japanese clinical trial very high or expensive. In reality, phase 1 and phase 2 clinical trial in Japan are reasonable, more cost effective than in the US. You can see we can phase 1 clinical trial only the $1 million. So maybe the 2/3 compared to the United States. It's a very cost benefit is a very performance is a good. And also another mice is low quality in Japanese clinical trial, but our quality is globally recognized. National Cancer Center Hospital East has a long track record of the successful audit by the FDA and EMA. Inspector said, your clinical data is top 5%. Your clinical trial data is very reasonable and very reliable. We are also the only institute in Japan participating in the Balkan Fair Accelerator for the regulatory grade database. Our data reliability is globally accepted. We utilize the international standards of the HL7 fire data and are the only Japanese participant in the previously I mentioned the Balkan HL7 fire accelerator. Also, 10 years ago, we established a good nationwide screening system, so-called Scrum Japan. One of the projects is a Monster Screen project. It has been a landmark in industry academia collaboration system. It has generated over 130 papers, including the 18 in high-impact journals, including the Nature Medicine and the Lancet and so on, and supported numerous regulatory approvals. Scrum Japan is the world's largest genomic platform. We match the patient with rare mutation to trials immediately. The speed is very high, leading to many successful regulatory approvals. Last week, we get approval regarding the HER2 positive cases using the ENHERTU. That clinical trial is based on our Scrum Japan supporting. We must confront three misses, but I mentioned low quality is a no, too slow is a no, too expensive is a no. So if you would like to join the clinical trial in Japan, please contact me immediately. But the real bottleneck is Japan needs a zero risk culture. Strict rules and long timelines can be a fatal barrier for startup venture company. That is depend on the 厚生労働省 and also the Japanese government mind. It's not mine. Australia, as you know, has built up a highly optimized ecosystem with using the CTN scheme, allowing trials to launch in as little as 3 months. It's very rapid, and it's already tax incentive also make it maybe the 20 or 30% discount more cost efficiency compared to the United States. So many venture company collaborate with the Australia clinical trial system. So we are introducing our new ultra early human POC clinical trial system. This pathway bypasses the old bottlenecks to get human data much faster and more safely. Just now we started such a system. Rapid manufacturing rules often block early clinical development in Japan. We need to balance risk acceptance with the need for speed to help startup grow. Our solution is a so-called calibration phase 1 and the Japan CTN, so-called. This implements flexible rules for the first-in-human trials to accelerate data acquisition. As you know, recently the radioligand therapy is focusing in the clinical development. We have a globally competitive platform for radiopharmaceuticals. We manage everything from making raw materials to the late-stage clinical monitoring. We are accelerating the next generation evaluation with the Serenotics. Our framework, including the specialized RIOs and the domestic supply chain for critical isotope like actinium-225, bridging Japanese and the global startups. Using specific clinical research, so-called 特定臨床研究 in Japanese, for phase 0 or preclinical trials. In United States, maybe they're similar to the research IND, allows us to confirm tumor accumulation in human early. This drastically reduces the financial risk of the failure of the phase 1 and beyond. So such a new system of the specific clinical research system is useful for the early clinical development because the cost is very low and also the speed is very high. Our new model at the National Cancer Center Hospital East is a true one-stop model, so-called. By bridging the CRO, SMO, and the hospital function together, we reach first patient in at the global speeds and with a high quality of the data. Also that we conducted several clinical translational research. In this slide, we presented one of the ADC platform. Our cutting-edge ADC platform enables precise in-house analysis of the PK/PD markers. We can directly quantify antibody and the payload concentration in tissue and also the cell, measuring the local immune system at the molecular level. So, if you conducted a clinical trial in Japan, such a data we provided you. Also, that we visualize the diversity of the cancer immunity, the local immunity. We collaborated with Professor Nishikawa and maybe the Professor Togashi. After the Professor Togashi presented you some of our collaboration data. So we conducted various investigator-initiated trials, but these investigator-initiated means that startup supported clinical trials. for degenerative medicine, including the in vivo gene therapy and the CAR T therapies. Several of these, like EPOC 1803, are landmark of the first in human trials. So this our ecosystem is by solid. Firstly, we conducted a phase 1 clinical trial in Japan. We conducted a Shinobi serotypics clinical trial and also a TIAS clinical trial, ACEs clinical trial. After then, they moved to the United States and Australia. They get a big budget. They conducted a phase 1, formal phase 1 clinical trial and a phase 2 clinical trial in US or Australia. And then if such a company get a big budget, they conducted a multi-regional clinical trial involving Japan. So in Japan, there is some shortage of budget, but we conducted only the phase 1 clinical trial and created the human data. They bring to the United States. Our data quality is very high. So the FDA accepted our data. So they conducted only the phase 2 clinical trial, not in phase 1 clinical trial. That we just now collaborate with the TMC, as you know. TMC provided us a Japan BioBridge J-Act program, provided a direct pathway for the Japanese healthcare innovators to enter the U.S. market through the Texas Medical Center. If you conducted the phase 1 clinical trial in Japan, we collaborate with the TMC so that if you get some data regarding the human data, I will send TMC partners. We act as a global gateway connecting the Kashibanoha with the Texas Medical Center. This solves the Japan drug loss crisis while catapulting the Japanese startup into the US commercial market. By using the mutual trial data bridge with Australia, early clinical data gathered rapidly aboard act as an accelerator for a late stage trial and NIH approval back in Japan. Our clinical trial recruiting number is very high, so that if you conducted the other nations regarding the phase 1, please bring to the Japan regarding the pivotal studies. We established a global expansion system for gene and regenerative medicine, despite Japan having a fewer products in development than the US, EU. Partnership with firms like Resilience and Heilmann Laboratories are closing this gap. Recently, several cell therapies bring to the Japan. We conducted several clinical trials. The Kashibanoha platform brings together seed developers, CDMOs like JTech and hospitals, and a real estate partnership like Mitsui Fudosan to create an integrated environment for cell and gene therapy. This platform resolved a global gap. We support domestic seeds going out and international product coming into Japan for manufacturing and also the clinical trial. Our mutual trial strategy combines Japanese regulatory authority with Australia and the US development agility. This ensures that the data generated is high quality and fully compliant with the FDA and EMA standards. You can see this is the Kashibanoha area map. The Kashibanoha area is just now expanding. New labo and facilities are under construction right now, scheduled for the completion by 2028. Just now, Teijin, Asteras, and TFBS, and also the residences are just now starting to construction. Entering Japan via National Cancer Center Hospital plugs your asset into a seamless global co-creation network spanning to the US and the APEC and Australia, providing a clear pathway to commercialization. Kashibanoha is a high-density medical city. We offer consolidated infrastructure, invest across CDMOs, academia, Tokyo University, Chiba University, and so on, pharma company, and digital partners like NTT Data, Rakuten, and so on, connecting the entire supply chain. Our value so if you join our system, I will promise the minimization of the clinical development cost and the maximization of the clinical development speed and the maximization of the discovery value. If you're interested in our system, please contact me directly. My mail address is here, so please photo and please contact me as soon as possible you can. Thank you for your attention.
Now we would like to take questions from the floor. If you have any questions to Dr. Doi, please raise your hand. Our staff member will bring a microphone. Before asking your questions, please provide your affiliation and name. Do you have any questions? Thank you. We will bring a microphone.
Thank you, Philippe Fauchet from 4Bio Capital. Can you comment about the IRBs in Japan? There is a trend to simplify and centralize IRBs, but still, from my experience, a lot of time is wasted between IND and then the time when IRBs are passed.
And regarding the time, our National Cancer Center Hospital maybe within 1 month. So as you know, the average time is in Japan is 3 or 6 months. So it's very short compared to the other nation. So, but we just now built up the single IRC system, also the common IRC system just now. Collaborate with Kosei Roadshow and PMDA.
Is it okay? Thank you. Anyone have a question? Raise your hand if you have a question. All right, we have received questions that submitted in advance, so we would like to address the question. In your presentation today, you mentioned that the National Cancer Center is already collaborating with overseas partners such as TMC, Texas Medical Center. Could you share your thoughts on the potential for future collaboration with international partners, including venture capital firms?
Yeah, we just now collaborated with several venture capital, but I cannot say the detail because it's some confidential. I will check. If you send by email, I will send the detail.
Thank you. How about questions from the floor? If you have, don't hesitate to raise your hand. Thank you for your participation. This concludes the session. Thank you very much, Dr. Doi.